Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're back here again, and we're going to get right on into it. But before we do, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know, I've given up on figuring out how it's all going to work, but you know how it works, and I trust you, and I appreciate it. Now, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
Hey, I'm Noah Humphrey. I'm a filmmaker, comedian, general entertainer kind of guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and, tell us a little bit more about, give us that like Tinder profile,
Give us that
brief
Tinder
description.
profile, brief
Yeah,
description.
Tell us a little bit about you.
23.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad bitch. No, I don't know. I guess my main thing would be filmmaker. I've been doing it since I was in reality like 6 years old.
Oh, damn.
Just like, filmmaker, comedian. You know, when I'm not doing music videos and things like that, I'm like making sketches or writing stuff or writing jokes, things like that, you know, helping other people with projects, doing all that stuff. Right now, I'm pretty much like a music video director. That's the main video projects I work on. I want to get into more doing like sketch comedy and stuff again.
Okay, cool.
Just because that was like, you know, that's I feel like
kind of your thing.
Yeah, I have the most fun with that. It's like something I don't take as seriously, but it always comes out better.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's
because you're
just
having
a
fun with
blast.
it.
Yeah, and it's a fun thing to do with people. Everyone's involved. You can just like, I don't like being like one of those dudes who's just like super anal about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want, you know, it's just an excuse to have fun with your friends.
Totally.
You know, and
Now,
make something neat.
Nope, sorry.
Go for it.
Do you play any instruments?
I don't. Never
Okay,
played it,
well, that's all right.
goddamn it.
But
I took a guitar class when I was 7 and then stopped. And my dad's boss said, what the fuck? He didn't buy him an electric guitar. And so he bought me an electric guitar. And the only thing it's good for, it sits in my room and I have everyone
Looks
who
real
comes
pretty.
in. Yeah, everyone signs it, kind of like this table.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what it's used for now.
Fair.
I'm not a musically inclined guy.
That's all right. But
I like a lot of music, but definitely not making the music. That's not me.
No, totally. Now, as this is a music-focused show,
Yeah.
there is a question that we ask everybody early on.
Okay.
And we're still going to ask it. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
Oh, I do actually have an answer for this. It was the Beatles' Rubber Soul. I was like 7 or 8.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Okay,
and it
good
had,
choice.
It had the song Nowhere Man on it.
Ah.
And I thought it was Noah Man. And so that's why I wanted to buy it. And my dad said, whenever we'd listen to that, he was like, that's your song. That's your song. And I'm like,
that's cool.
Yeah. And so I was like, I gotta get, and he had it on vinyl. And so I wanted to get it on CD. And so I finally did. And I was like, what the fuck? Nowhere Man? You piece of shit. What's going on here? So that was, but I think that's still kind of that's my jam.
I dig that. That's a cool story.
Yeah.
That's definitely, you know, sometimes people are like, yeah, I got the super goofy thing. That's a fun one. I like that.
No, yeah. It's kind of got a little backstory behind it. It's pretty fun.
Now, why don't we go ahead and kind of gear it more towards what you do?
Sure.
What got you into videography initially?
Initially, our good mutual Kyle Fortune.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we've been going to,
shout out Kyle.
Shout out Kyle Fortune, friend of the show, rap extraordinaire.
Yes.
We've known each other since we were in first grade, and so he was always into filmmaking and just messing around with the video camera. He always brought like one of those, you know, shitty little digital cameras to school and shit like that. And we would just like fuck around and do random stuff, play around with fake blood, throw a bunch of crap at the screen, and just that was what it was.
See what stuck.
Yeah, and so he got me into that. And then at around like middle school, and I always thought I wanted to be an actor. In middle school, I was like making stuff. Me and my buddies just started making sketches and stuff like that for me to act in. And I realized I don't really like acting unless it's like I'm just kind of playing an exaggerated version of myself.
Fair.
And so that just kind of transitioned into I'm the guy behind it now. I'll do everything behind it. So I realized I wanted to actually be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Because acting is just too hard.
Do you have any interest in like moving to directing in the future?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm in film school right now.
Oh,
so,
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of the smart place to be.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. There's like aspects of it that I'm happy. Basically the only reason why I'm doing it is to get a streamlined path.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Get good hands on.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about the first video you ever uploaded on YouTube as a not like just like a hot, like as like the first video that you like conducted and put out there?
Let me think. There's probably multiple, but on my own channel, I was 11 years old and I did a review of Doctor Who, obviously.
Yeah.
I had the sonic screwdriver toy, and so I just sat down and did a fucking review on the sonic screwdriver toy for like 10 minutes.
Did you rate it?
I don't think so. It's still up on my my channel. It's like,
Okay.
It was 2011. I just keep it up there for just because it's like I like seeing how many years, like every year a new year is added. So I'm like, okay, let's see how long I can keep this up.
Okay, I love that. Long con.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in deleting much.
Fair.
Unless I have to.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I will. But if I don't have to, it's staying up there. It's a part of the legacy.
I mean, for now, episode 1 through 262, I think, is out at the time we did this. I can't even remember. However many have been out. This is, I think, episode 265. So
gotcha.
By the time this one comes out, there will still be all 265 episodes available.
And you better binge them all.
On spot. Yeah, they might be coming down soon so we can expand. But for now, it's all there. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
See, I think that was the first. I think that. Well, I know that was the first video I uploaded.
Gotcha.
And then in terms of like. And then I stopped doing that. I uploaded 2 videos, like in the first day.
Mm-hmm.
I uploaded the sonic screwdriver one, and I uploaded just some review of some fucking like Nerf gun or some shit shot of the camera. Like it was stupid. I don't even know why. I don't know why I wanted to do toy reviews. I have no idea.
I mean, you were 11. What else did you have access to?
Yeah.
You were like, what do I have an abundance of?
Toys.
Yeah.
And then so a year went by, and then I got way more into comedy and sketch comedy and things like that. So then I just started to do sketch comedy, and I think the first one I did was a video called Having a Friend Over. I think that was the first, and it was like a minute and a half, and it had no plot. And it was stupid.
Kind of like the original version of what became Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, way worse.
Yeah, Palooka.
Oh, yeah. Sure, yeah.
Shout out to the people who know what Palooka is.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about in black and white, right?
Yep. That's a deep cut.
No, yeah,
that's
dude, I know all about that shit.
Oh, man, there's a scene where he's running, and he just loses his legs and just eats it into this huge pile of leaves. And for some reason, me and my buddy Mike, we were watching it. Shout out Mike. And we just lost it. We watched it like 8 times, lost it every single time.
That movie though, dude, Napoleon Dynamite is so fucking good.
It was such an interesting staple.
Yeah.
Because like it was a cult classic, but everybody knew it.
Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't know when did it come out? I was probably like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it came out a while ago now.
It was a long time ago. It was early 2000s. I think I must have been like 5 or 6, but I was just at the age to where I remember my dad and all of his friends were going on about it, and they would just like, like they would quote it and shit like that.
I mean people still quote it today.
For Pedro and shit. Yeah, no, for real.
Like that and Anchorman, I find are the two things that get quoted frequently.
I still think one of the funniest shots, in any movie. It still is in Napoleon Dynamite, and it's one I don't even hear anyone talk about. I fucking love it. I never fails to make me laugh. It's the one where his uncle just fucking throws a piece of steak at his face. He's like, oh! It fucking kills me every time. It's perfect. I met, I got to meet John Heater.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. We had like a pseudo, we didn't go out to dinner, but like I was at Rose City Comic Con 2016, and I was like a part of like the setup crew and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And we had there was a special screening of the movie because he was there.
Nice.
And so all the crew got to hang out and watch the movie with him and stuff like that. And then me and my buddy were at Red Robin. We were like, how crazy is this that, like we just saw him and all that. Like, I wonder if I wonder if he's going to eat at Red Robin. And sure enough, he comes into Red Robin.
It's right
orders
there.
Orders an appetizer. We go up, we talk to him. We didn't really have dinner with him. We sat down with him for a couple minutes. He's like, yeah, you're at the show. Super nice guy. Very nice dude. Down to earth guy.
I mean, that's always fun.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
It's always a pain when you meet celebrities and they suck.
Yeah. I mean, part of it is understandable, but I get it.
Yeah, no, but that was cool. That was really cool. Napoleon Dynamite's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right, but let's dive back into this.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, I have a tendency to go off topic.
That's all good. It happens frequently.
Yeah.
People know.
So just let me know.
But when... Oh, no. Hold on. Okay. Tell us about King Midas.
King Midas.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
That's my friend Caden James.
Yeah.
He's the
Shout
one
out
and
Caden
only.
James.
Shout out Caden James, the king himself.
Yes.
I mean, the video or the myth?
Let's go with the video.
Let's go with the video? Okay.
Let's go with the video.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because it's, for those of you that haven't seen it yet,
Oh, it's wild.
it's a fun video. It's
Thank
definitely
you.
worth checking out.
Thank you very much. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, that's by far the biggest music video I've done, which is funny because it still is like a very DIY, almost poorly made video. I mean, it's not, but obviously, but it is. It's more like, it reminds me of like Lonely Island kind of shit.
That's actually a perfect way because it's got enough production to know that people tried.
Yes.
But like
yes.
the presentation of the production almost feels like on purpose DIY.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. Which makes
it almost more of a satire than a like.
Yeah,
this is all we had.
Yeah, I mean the whole video itself is a satire. Like every scene is like he will go into some other fucking like conspiracy theory or some shit like that, and like we reference all that crap and like.
Well, I mean the song is definitely fun in general. You know what I mean? Like
great.
There was no way
awesome.
the video couldn't be.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any other Caden stuff. It's definitely. I like to think of that video as like when me and Caden, because we both directed it. That video has a long storied history. Back in 2021, I met Caden. And we were very fast friends, and we were like, let's do a video together, blah, 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 blah. And then for whatever reason, we just kind of took separate paths. We never followed up on it for like at least 6 months. And then in 2022, early start of 2022, we decided to do it again. Probably like spring of 2022. And we were like, so we got to do this. And because that song is like 2 or 3 years old.
Okay.
It's an old song.
At the time you made the video or like now?
Now.
Okay.
Now. And the video, we just released the video like a month or two ago.
Okay. So you made the video a couple of years like after the song came out.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that video is just pretty much the brainchild of me and Caden wanting to make something absolutely fucking ridiculous, balls to the wall. I like to think of it as Caden James the movie, because if you've seen any of his other videos, they're in a very similar style,
Gotcha.
but just with I'm not gonna say they're worse. They're definitely not, but there's definitely way more moving parts in King Midas, and we wanted to like actually cast people and like get like props and like kind of do it for real, like the JFK scene. We went and found a fucking convertible and stuff like that, and we're driving it around, and like we built the time machine and like out of it was like Calvin and Hobbes type of shit. We built the time machine out of cardboard. We ordered a bunch of like Greek pillars and shit like that. Went to IKEA, bought it. Like, so it's definitely weirdly one of the biggest productions I've done, just in terms of the amount of moving parts we had, and with no money to spend either. So,
yep.
But yeah, I love that video. It was an absolute blast to do.
It seemed like it for sure.
Yeah, it was. I got to make out with Caden James dressed up as Hillary Clinton.
Somebody has to.
Somebody had to. Somebody had to do that. Yep. Yeah, I agree. That was, oh my God. I've been wanting to put together a blooper reel for that video for a while. I think.
Wait, that video wasn't the blooper. No, I'm kidding.
I know,
I'm kidding.
right?
There were bloopers?
Can you only imagine what the bloopers are like?
No, I can't. I can't.
It's insanity. Like it's crazy. Like it's like the amount of like just funny shit that was happening when we were filming was just unreal. It felt like it was so unhinged, and it felt so like back to my roots kind of deal. Like, like growing up watching things like The Lonely Island, and like even like Christ, like I mean like Smosh music videos and things like that. Like that's kind of what we were trying to channel. Just like fuck taking it seriously. Let's just have like the most fun we possibly can. Let's just make the stupidest fucking jokes we possibly can. Let's see. I mean, we had my grandma open up the video.
Oh, hey,
I had playing like that was
perfect.
The old lady in the start. Was my grandma.
That's so good.
But she was so down. She had a blast.
That's awesome. Now, let's go ahead and let's kind of dive into some more of the logistics.
Okay.
How many music videos have you recorded now?
Oh, man. I mean, I've recorded Mentor, Whole Pack, Ecstasy, King or Vyvanse, King Midas. I know there's a few more.
We'll say about 10?
Probably about 10 over the years.
Okay.
Yeah, probably about 10, give or take. There's definitely been some that we've never released that just fell through for whatever reason. Probably about 10.
Okay.
Spanning over across different channels. There's a couple that aren't online anymore.
Yeah.
But probably about 10 or something like that. But doing it since my first one was in 2018, which was Mentor, which was only 3 shots and just a bunch of fucking editing and shit like that. So that was the first one. So since then, I've done probably about 10. I want to do more, but yeah, probably about 10.
Now, how do you go about starting a music video? Like when you're like thinking about, like, do you like focus on like the composition? Do you focus on the music? Like, what do you, when you're laying down the foundation to put one together, how do you get started?
So there's mainly 2 that I'm really proud of that are I feel like because for most of them I had help.
Yeah.
Most of them were me brainstorming with other people.
Well, I mean,
all that stuff.
that can be part of the process.
No,
but like,
that is always a part of the process.
Yeah.
But the 2 that were, I can honestly say, were like spearheaded by me. Even though me and Caden both directed King Midas, and he had an equal part of saying what went into the video.
well, I mean, it's his video.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But obviously, King Midas and then the Vyvanse music video, those were. What was the question again?
Just like
what goes into
what do you, when you're starting, like how do you go about approaching it? Like
Okay.
like maybe like how do you see like the vision, or like do you think of like a space, like how do you like what are the first steps?
So we think of concepts first. We think of what we actually want to put in the video, and this is kind of always how I've done any project. Just think of like, okay, what are the things we want to hit here? What things do we want to be really good? What do we want to put more time into? So like the King Midas video, for example, we knew we wanted to have we knew we wanted it to end at ancient Greece. We knew we wanted to get pillars and stuff like that. So we focused on set pieces first. I'm a big set piece kind of guy. I like building a set. I like, like putting together all that stuff that goes into that.
Big picture stuff.
Yeah, big picture stuff.
Yeah.
Because I always I'll always go big or go home. And like sometimes like we don't actually end up getting the thing done because we go too big. But I think of every concept I want to put in, every set piece I want to put in, and then go from there. So it always like the ideas is always the first thing. And then we'll take the ideas and kind of try to place them and see how they can work in a good video.
Okay.
Do
you do a lot of like storyboarding?
No.
Okay.
No, we did a couple. I think we did do a couple storyboards for King Midas.
Okay.
We did do a couple storyboards for King Midas. They were like, I think they were fucking stick figures.
Yeah, just like general movement concepts and direction.
Yeah. Generally, we'll sit down and we'll just do a doc, and we'll just have every single idea we possibly have in a doc. They can sometimes be like fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages long, and then we'll just narrow it down to what's actually possible, and then we'll just try to achieve those few little things. Like for King Midas, the biggest thing I wanted to do was I wanted to have like a party with a bunch of ancient Greeks at the end.
Okay.
So whatever else, didn't work out, I knew I wanted to get that.
Gotcha.
So as long as I can get, there was something that that the filmmaker, who Kevin Smith is.
Yes.
Yeah.
View Askew.
Yes.
Big fan.
Big fan. Big fan.
Shout out Kevin Smith.
Shout out Kevin. There was something he said that was like, as long as you get, it was something along the lines of, as long as you get some of your vision across, that's enough. Because you will always have to make compromises.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I thought. I've like, whenever I start a new project, I'm like, I'll have a few things that I know I want to show on film. And I'll focus very hard on those few things. So it's always just like a couple of concepts.
Yeah.
A couple of gags, a couple of jokes that I know I want to get across. And that's how I do short films too. Like it always just starts out with like an idea for one scene. And then I'll try to build a story around that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really sit down and be like, okay, so how does this all going to put together? it falls into place very willy-nilly, but like in my ADHD riddled mind, it works somehow.
Yeah. Oh,
So it's
I wonder
always,
what that's like.
Yeah, it's always the concepts first. We go as big as we possibly can, and then we narrow it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you find that it's difficult? I guess not difficult, but how do you find a comfy mix between like your vision and what they have in mind? Like, has anybody ever asked you for something like outlandish for what they were doing?
I mean, yeah. I mean, people have crazy ideas all the time, and it's pretty much just comes down to me saying yes. Like, it's kind of like I'll think to myself, like, well, can we actually do this? And then if it seems like it is gonna be really hard or impossible, then we just scrap. Then I'm very straight with people. Like, yeah, we can't.
What was like?
We can't do that.
What was like what was the craziest thing that you did pull off? Like,
I'm trying to think. The crazy. Actually, this is really simple. But the craziest thing that we pulled off that I didn't expect at all to work as much as it did. It was actually originally Ben's idea, or it was Kyle's idea. In the Ecstasy video, he wanted to do like just like projection work and stuff like that. Use a projector with a bunch of crazy visuals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's all we had. Like, so we had a projector, and we had his dad's house, and we had the subjects pretty much. And that was all. And that video is, I think, really impressive just because I think it looks so good we were there for like an hour and a half. Like, it didn't take very long. It was dirt cheap to do. I used a shitty camcorder and then like fucked it up and made it like make it look like an old kind of CRT, not like CRT, but like make it kind of look a little bit more VHS-y, up the colors and shit like that. And I was just shocked at how goddamn good that video looks. There's specifically one shot, it's the opening, and I think this is the best shot I've ever done, honestly. It's the opening, and it's just a slow zoom in like a bottle on a bottle of vodka with like the projector in the back, and then it has the title of the video on it, and it shows the credits. But all I did for that was I just put my iPhone, the flash on, I set the bottle of vodka on top, and then like just slowly zoomed in, and it like after I put this through a little effect on it in Adobe Premiere, like mixed with the projector and like the light and everything just worked out perfectly.
Oh, it's the best.
That video was like lightning in a bottle in terms of what it looks like visually.
Yeah.
Like no one was expecting it to look as good as it did. We weren't even trying to make it look as good as it did. That's definitely probably it's kind of a dubbed down answer, but that's probably, honestly, that's probably the most crazy thing I've been able to achieve just in terms of like how little we tried.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, that makes sense. I think that even though
yeah.
it's a small composition of like physical state, like everything fell into place in like a way that you couldn't even have planned for. And there's something magic in that.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes. And then you just look back on it and it's like, man, if every project could be like that.
Oh God.
You know what I
God.
mean?
Oh.
King Midas was the opposite of that. King Midas was kind of hell to shoot from beginning to end, but
It looked like it probably
Yeah.
was.
I mean, Christ, we were driving around like with like the JFK assassination recreation, like, and everyone's like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah,
like,
I imagine that was probably a thing.
Yeah, we were getting like people were coming up, being like, "Why are you fucking?" They weren't mad at us for doing that, but they're like, "What
They're
are you
just
taking up
confused.
this city
Yeah.
street for?"
Yeah.
So we were just like stopping and starting and trying to get all the right shots.
Yep.
We had no permits to do anything.
Oh, yeah, I mean-
Everything was just like essentially running gun. Like, let's just get the fucking shot. Let's
Yeah,
get the
get
fuck
it
out
and
of
go.
here. Yeah. Yeah, that was goddamn impossible. But yeah, no, Ecstasy is definitely that. I think that's that like lightning in a bottle video.
Hell yeah.
And then there's like another, and then the first music video I did too. It was Mentor, which was for Kyle Fortune. Again, that was 3 shots, and I'm surprised that I was able to make it look as good as it did just through a fuck ton of editing. I just pretty much edited it to shit, like just like made crazy shit go on camera, like fucking intercut it with like old footage of Clerks and like, you know, like bunch of 90s movies, and just like made it seem like a broken record almost.
Yeah.
Like a broken VHS tape. That was the goal. But that ended up really good too. So to me, it's with music videos, like I'm always shocked when simple works better. Like, because really all you need is like one concept, a good shot, and like you got a video, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people overthink like, you know, what they have to do to make a good music video. It really doesn't take a lot. Get a projector, a couple friends, fucking iPhone. You can do a lot of shit. Even a shitty camcorder.
The Arlington Drive video that came out this most recent Monday, that's 2 shots.
There you go.
2 stationary cameras.
There you go.
The smallest amount of camera movement.
Yep.
And then just a little bit of like space composition.
Yep.
You know, we started inside the shed, and then we were outside the shed. And we had lights. Shout out Max. Shout out Skelly Jelly. I mean, the lights made the whole experience. Like, it was such an interesting concept.
Yeah.
But like the goal, I guess, you know, I'm kind of hijacking your episode to share this concept with people.
No, go for it.
But like the goal for it is always like minimal. Like the composition of the shot is supposed to be kind of the attractive background.
Yeah.
But then the performance is supposed to be the attention piece. So camera movement, I feel like, would take away from that. Like the stationary aspect means you get to see the person move as they perform. You're not moving to perform. You're not moving to perform with the music.
Yeah.
You're watching them do the performance. Like it's almost more intimate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how the Ecstasy video feels for sure. Just because there's long takes of just zooming in on like, just like this. Like we're really tight in the subject's face, and it just like the lights are going crazy, and like it looks fucking awesome, and you're really in there with the performer and stuff like that. It's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now let's dive into some technical questions.
Technical time.
Yep. Hit us with your gear list.
Oh man, I mean like Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera.
Shout out Blackmagic.
Shout out Blackmagic.
Shout out Blackmagic.
Shout out Blackmagic.
I can't pick it up to show you because it's kind of attached to the table. But shout out
Blackmagic.
Blackmagic.
The whole episode. Just rip out the thing.
Yep.
Shout out Blackmagic.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. End of episode.
I should have hit the fade to black button right now.
No, yeah. Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, 4K. And then, oh my God, I've had it since like 2015, but it's like, what is it? The Canon XA30, I believe. It's a camcorder. It's like kind of a higher end camcorder. I have 2 of them.
Nice.
And those are like, if you want, I can find out the actual name of it and like put it on the thing, whatever.
But
like,
trust you.
yeah. I think it's a Canon XA30. But that fucking camera is like bomb as hell. It is invincible. It can withstand anything. It like isn't all that powerful. It's only HD, but like that is my go-to camera for just like a vlog, for a little video shoot, for like a little sketch, for anything.
And remind me again, what Sony camera did you say? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. No. And then I got a bunch of. I recently got a bunch of aperture lights. And like soft boxes and stuff like that. What is the name of the stands? A bunch of impact stands for the lights. I recently got a bunch of lighting equipment that I still don't entirely know how to use. But
I mean, you have to get it before you know. You have to put your hands on it before you know what to do with it.
I'm just now. I mean, because before I got all this lighting stuff, we'd be using like, like lamps or just small LED boxes or whatever the fuck we can get our hands on.
I have no idea. This room just naturally has enough light so people can see our faces. It's so strange. It's ceiling lighting, but it comes from the side.
I don't know what's going on.
There's reflective elements in the paint. It's
we're
bizarre.
actually surrounded by just like tin foil.
Yep. You can't see it. It's
one
all
big
off camera.
Conspiracy room.
Yep. Surprise. No aliens are getting into here.
Get those radio waves away from me. But yeah, so bunch of lights, bunch of all that shit. And then I have like a collection of just like shitty camcorders too.
Okay.
So like, and I got a, is it Sony? I actually don't even know what it is. I think it might be Sony, but I got it at a garage sale, and I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, it is the first VHS camcorder that you could commercially buy. I believe 1987. That didn't have an external power cord.
Interesting.
So before then, you would either need to carry around a big ass fucking battery pack and just run power through that, or just plug it in directly to the wall.
Interesting.
But this was the first one that was like, I believe this was the first one that was truly portable. But it's like a classic, like got like a couple like red stripes, like super 80s, like sitting on the shoulder, and it has like, it's actually really good, a cool snap zoom on it.
Oh, cool.
It's weirdly versatile, and you can plug in modern day mics to it and stuff like that, and like that's one of my favorite little pieces of equipment.
I remember oh God, I can't remember the name of the mixer. A buddy of mine, he had like this old Yamaha mixer, but it was the first like Oh well. Again, just like I'm don't quote me on this, but it was like one of the early like motorized faders, all built in and
Okay.
recallable stuff. It was like this big.
Damn.
I think on paper it was like 80 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I just
Jesus
and
Christ.
I used it for like 2 years, but I gotta tell you, coolest piece of equipment, and the
Yeah.
fact that it was like 30 years old or something like that.
I
like,
love using old.
Oh,
old
dude,
shit.
it just like don't get me wrong, I could not lug around an 80-pound mixer
no.
for a long period of time,
No,
but
no,
like
no.
when I was stationary, it did everything.
Nice.
Like never was I like, oh, I can't do that on this archaic piece of technology. No, it's still very functional to today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then and then I have just a bunch of old camcorders and digital cameras and shit like that. I like sometimes using like purposely old and shitty stuff to make stuff. It's fun. It's a fun.
It's
fun
definitely,
vibe.
it's definitely. I was gonna say it's definitely a vibe right now
it's a
for
vibe.
sure.
I feel like it's in a little. I think it's getting kind of tired.
Well,
I
I
think
mean-
a lot of people are doing it.
That's all stuff like that just kind of like ebbs and flows. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
something that was always becomes is again, and then something that is eventually becomes was.
Yeah,
Like that's just the people's interest.
My style, for at least for music videos, was coming very much from a place of like, okay, like I'm not super good at this yet, so I'm gonna try to make it look shitty, but like through that, I'm gonna make it look good. So like I said, the first video I directed was the Mentor video, and that was 3 shots, and the whole idea was I'm gonna make it seem like, it's a VHS tape that's like got a bunch of other stuff like spliced in with it, and it's just kind of messy and broken, and like it's all kind of just going crazy at once.
Embracing the looseness.
Yeah, embracing the looseness, kind of making it look bad on purpose.
Yep.
So for a long time, that was kind of my style. I was making things look bad on purpose. But recently, in the past couple of years, I've really tried to hunker down and actually like pull a good image and like learn how to do it. And I'm pretty good at it now, I would say. But I got a lot to learn, especially with all this with lighting stuff and whatnot.
There's never a
It never
moment.
ends.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Now, other than the cameras, because that's the obvious answer to this question. Other than the cameras, what's one piece of gear you like can't live without?
Other than the cameras?
Yeah. Like what's something that just like it's helpful every time, like like a good stand or like an extra accessory, or like what's just something that makes.
I got it.
Yeah.
Just fucking Rode shotgun mic.
Yep.
Like, I will
Yep.
always have it on fucking everything.
Yep.
I have like I have 3 of them. So whenever we're recording anything, even if it's a music video, I'll have that plugged in. We'll get the audio. That thing is just that I will always have it running. I will always be getting audio from that.
We use one for Casey's garage.
Yeah.
Big fan. Shout out Rode.
The Rode shotgun mics that you just mount on, those are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Those are great. They work with fucking anything too.
Yeah, well, that and for being like incredibly directional as a shotgun mic, like we have like this size one, the one before the battery power. It sounds really good.
Yeah.
It sounds surprisingly better
all-
than it should for
they
being
all
like
sound great.
an 1/8-inch mic. Yeah.
Is that the one that's
Not
like
the not the
Rode
little
Video
one,
Mic
not the Go
or whatever?
No,
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
the one that's like this big.
I think that's one I have too. It doesn't have the.
Yeah,
it's
I
got,
think they're
the
like
black mount.
$110 or like $99 or
Okay.
somewhere there. Like it's the one with the built on red shock mount.
Oh yeah.
But
I
not
have
the
that
battery
one. I have
powered.
that one.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I have that one, and then I have the battery powered one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
the battery powered one's next, but I like the not battery powered, especially because we use it with the
Yeah.
cameras and stuff. But also there's other stuff that happens there too. But yeah, no, shout out to Rode one
Shockingly
more
good.
time. They do much better than you would expect for what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably just say a good shotgun mic. I never want to be recording something without one of those.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I will never use in-camera audio again.
I'll be honest. I do as redundant recording for this room specifically because the room's too small to warrant.
Right.
But yeah, like the Rode mic is on all the time when we're doing anything ever, especially because we do a lot of long format stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're like, oh man, we should tell the camera about this, but we can't move it from where it's at. It's like zip tied to things and like duct taped to the top of the car looking downwards
Oh, yeah.
over the engine.
I've like put cameras on ceilings before.
Yeah.
I
So
feel
like
no, this is a problem.
So
now.
we leave it on there, and if we're like we have to say something, we just know to like circle back and untime lapse that bit.
Yeah.
So,
No,
it's
and I mean-
definitely been helpful.
And there's been a couple projects where like we're recording audio externally from like a sound recorder, and it just doesn't work. So I'll always have the Rode going, and we'll
Yep.
get audio that way.
Yep.
So it's just it's a great plan B. I would never do a video shoot without Rode.
Redundant recording.
Rode Video Mic Pro.
Video mic pro. Now, what software do you use?
Just Adobe Creative Suite. So like mainly Adobe Premiere Pro and Photoshop.
Okay.
Mainly Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
I've been using that since I was 13.
Okay.
So I'm pretty versed in it.
What version do you know? Do you know which one it started as?
Which one it started as?
Or like which one you started on?
CS5.
Okay. And what's it up to now?
I don't even they don't even think they
just
count.
stopped doing
yeah,
versions?
I think it's just like I just use the Creative Cloud version or the Creative Suite version or whatever. I don't know if they even are even numbering.
No, they kept
anymore.
Well,
they might. I don't know.
I mean, Apple's stuff. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
kidding.
iPhone 25.
Yeah. Honestly, I was thinking like Final Cut. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
sure,
like
sure.
how they get
Just
each
anything they
number.
do.
So I'm always just
Yeah.
like, that's how I like judge the time since things
Yeah.
like, for like Ableton and stuff like that. Like, that's just like, I was like, oh, what for? Like, so I could do the math
CS5.
on it. Okay.
I want to say Adobe Premiere Pro.
Well, that
CS5.
actually, that's still like my dad did. My dad said graphic art and design most of my life, so I'm aggressively familiar with it. So
Nice.
that is actually a fair timestamp. So I
There you
appreciate
go.
it. There we go.
Yeah, around in like the 2010 to 2011, 2012, like whatever one was. I think it was CS5.
Perfect.
That sounds about right.
All right, now let's do some hypothetical questions.
Hypothetical questions.
Yeah.
Oh man.
If you could,
love these.
If you could shoot a music video with anyone, and usually I say like person from a group or like individual, but we'll do one act. So it could be an artist,
act.
it could be a band, it could be the Blue Man Group, it can be the Siberian Orchestra. Like one performance, one music video, any location on the planet Earth.
Oh, I have
Who
an
and
answer
where?
for the location.
Who and where?
Well, so I don't know who it would be, but I always have wanted in the back of my head. I'm like a massive Indiana Jones fan.
Okay.
And so
The ride at Disneyland.
yeah, no. Well, no. I forget what it's even called, but in the Last Crusade, when they go to like the temple in the in the canyon, and it's oh God, I forgot what it was called, but it was like it's a real life ancient place. It's in 30 Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade. Look up, here.
We're
Look
going.
it up. Look it up.
We're going to the internet.
We're going to the internet. I always thought this would be so dope. 3 Temple.
Temple of the.
Go to images.
Temple of the Sun?
Go to images.
I realize y'all.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
That's a real place.
Okay.
I would want to shoot a music video fucking there. I think that'd be fucking awesome.
Wait a second. Wasn't this in Fifth Element?
Oh shit! It might have been. I'm not sure.
Cameron, remind me to put this picture on the screen.
There you go.
And everybody, probably right here, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I don't know. That's just off the top of my head. I've always wanted to shoot something there. I think a goofy rap video, dude. This may sound really stupid, like a Babytron Indiana Jones beat. You know Babytron?
Yep.
A Babytron
yep.
Indiana Jones beat that takes
Okay.
place there.
Okay.
I would do that, which is an insane.
Well, I disagree with what you say. I defend to the death. No, I'm kidding. I could totally okay. I'm here for
you
it.
feel the vibe I'm putting out, just fucking like it's such a. There's something about that. I'm putting this question together as I'm talking about it, but yeah, Babytron. If he were to do an Indiana Jones type beat, I would want to direct that video, and it would be partially take place there. And I just think
Perfect.
it'd be real. Like the irony of a Babytron music video taking place at somewhere like that.
Yeah,
would
that
be
okay.
ridiculous. A lot of the stuff I do is like I like the fucking absurdity of it all. Like that's the King Midas stuff. It's just
Yep.
like let's just go up as fucking absurd as possible. Because I think at my heart I'm kind of a comedian at heart.
Yeah.
Like anything I do, even like in the future, like films I want to make, I always want them to be comedies for the most part.
Yeah.
Like a comedy
I mean,
first.
Have fun with it.
Yeah, I want to have fun with it first. I want to make people laugh first. I always want to make people laugh or just like think just like what the hell, you know
love
what
that.
I mean?
I
like,
love that.
Like that was a total off the cuff. Like I haven't thought about that. That's a really good.
Yeah.
Or I would do just for the sake of like my inner like 14-year-old, I would do a music video in front of the Quick Stop groceries from Clerks.
Okay, yeah.
That would just make my heart warm. You know what I mean? That'd be awesome.
I can get behind
for
that.
some punk band or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, this question is a little bit more heady. I try to drop one of these on everybody.
Okay.
And I definitely tried to bring you one that I think, we'll see. Do you feel like the saturation of like how much stuff is out there now makes it easier or harder to create?
Oh man, that's a really good one. I always said it's like if I was born 10 years earlier, I'd be famous already. That's what I always said. But again, like, is that even, you know?
I mean, would you though? Because you wouldn't have had, you wouldn't have had the access to as many things. You wouldn't have had as many creative influences or outlets.
I think it's easier. I think it's easier now because anyone can do anything. You can find your little niche, even if it's just on TikTok. You can start making stuff, put it out there, and somebody will see it. That's the great thing about social media now is that like regardless of what you're doing, there's gonna be an audience for it. Like regardless for the weird little niche fucking Babytron Indiana Jones thing, I know that there's people out there who would be floored to see that for whatever weird reason.
And the algorithm just automatically starts putting it in front of random people to see the response.
And until it just finds the right audience.
Yep.
So
or fizzles out.
Yeah, or it fizzles out.
Thanks,
I would probably probably
Please don't cancel us, Instagram.
Yeah, no. Please. Well, who owns Instagram now? Is it
Facebook?
It's Facebook. Yeah. Okay.
Good old Zucky B.
Zucky B.
No shout outs for him.
No shout outs for him. Lizard Man. No.
Why are you using barbecue sauce to hold them in books?
Yeah.
Why are you using them?
Sweet Baby Ray's, baby.
I mean, at least he uses good barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah, no. We love Sweet Baby Ray's. Shout out Sweet Baby Ray's.
That's the only thing I have in this household.
just like fucking.
It's Sweet Baby Ray's way or the highway. I butchered that one, but you get it.
Yeah. No, but I think ultimately it's easier. I think there's way more competition. I think the fact that everyone does it actually, if you're actually genuinely good, you will stand out more. But also, if you just, I mean, a lot of people like, it's not that like people don't have what it takes. I think in terms of filmmaking, I don't think there's really one right way or wrong way to do it. But I think it's just in terms, because like, it just comes into play of like how passionate are you about this? You know what I mean? If you have the passion, if you truly, this goes back to something that Quentin Tarantino once said, but like if you truly love movies, if you truly love film, if you truly love any of this stuff, you can't help but make a good movie. You know what I mean? Yep. And I totally believe that. I totally believe that because I know for a fact, even if the stuff I make doesn't resonate with everybody, if I'm putting my all into it, I put it out there, it will find at least some audience. And that's kind of how I ran my first YouTube channel. It was called Planet Awesome for years. Never really promoted it, never really did anything. I would title the videos. I wouldn't try to clickbait or anything. They would just be exactly what I wanted to do. I was kind of a weird...
It was specifically called clickbait.
Yeah. I was kind of weirdly like hipstery about it. Like I hated like all that shit. I just wanted to be really original and just put it out there, not promote it, just put it out there. And I would not do, I would do like a video a month or something like that. Sometimes I would do like weekly videos, like if we're talking way back in the day. But when I was more like in high school, we did more like on the street running gun stuff and like try to make it a whole thing. Got a bunch of people involved. We've had a few celebrities in the videos before, like just at conventions and stuff. So we've tried to get, yeah, I don't know. What was the question again originally? I go off.
Do you find that the saturation of the market makes it easier or harder to create?
Oh yeah. I guess ultimately I'd say it's easier. Okay. Ultimately I'd say it's easier. If you it's easier if you really have a passion for it.
Gotcha.
If you don't, it's harder because it'll be completely shadowed by everybody else.
So accessibility, it sounds like, is kind of the key focus on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
that's not mine.
Actually, oh yeah.
This one's empty, I think.
That one's empty, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've been doing this a while.
Mm-hmm.
What is something you wish you knew in the beginning? Let's keep it like a technique-y kind of thing. Like what's something that either like you wish you had known to like do it a certain way, or like something you've done afterwards you wish you'd been known about it in the beginning, so you would have been like, hey, like what's something that just foundationally would have been ideal to have known then that you know now?
Like, I know there's an answer for this. Color correction.
Okay.
Color correction by far. I only started really color correcting things like embarrassingly recently.
Okay.
Like probably like 2019. Like, is when I really was like, okay, let's fucking up the saturation. Let's do this shit. Let's make it better. Before then, videos like, I mean, the editing was still really good because I think that's kind of my true what I'm best at. I'm a very good editor. But before that, the videos like visually bland as hell.
Okay.
Like, I wish I learned more about color correction and that type of stuff because it's still something I'm learning now. Like, I'm still like learning all the color dials.
Don't even get me started
shit.
on
like,
S-Logs.
Yeah, no. I wish I paid attention to just how the frame looked visually more, because I was very much on the thing of like, all right, fuck it, we're getting the shot, we're done, let's go.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't, like, you know, we have everything we need in this frame, whatever, let's go, let's do it. But I never really paid attention of actually how pretty it looks. So now a big part of the stuff I do is I really want to try to get a pretty shot, and I really want to work on like fixing those colors and making them pop and like, you know, giving it a certain flair and style and all that stuff. And so in the past few years, every video I've done has kind of I've made it a point to like work on the colors, or to like make, you know, give it a filter that's really cool, or just kind of make my own filters, like, you know, make my own look to it. Like, I never really paid much attention to that before. Never. Okay. And I think a lot of the videos I used to make, for example, the Mentor video would have been so much better off if I just like, again, just fucking up the saturation, man. Like, fucking give it a little bit. I mean, this isn't an 80s movie.
You could always do a remaster.
I know, I totally could. And I actually have. I've gone back to old videos and was like, I wonder how much better this could have looked. And it looks so much better. I mean, it looks so much better.
Yeah. Well, hey, there you go.
The first time I tried to color correct was like 2015, and I'm like, fuck, this is hard. I hate this. I don't want to do it.
Man, I'll be honest, like, as I'm doing the video format stuff, like, I mean, you know, this I guess really breaks the fourth wall of it all. But like, as I've been doing, like, I've done stuff for Casey's Garage and like learned that, but a lot of that is very like, it's long format.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of like high-end editing. It's just putting it together, but it's taking like 14-hour videos and making them, you know, 10-minute video. Kind of like the work is different, and then it's just processing.
Oh, that's actually another really good point. I'm going to add on to that. Something I wish I knew before, length. Because that's the thing. I was like, and not that I think my old videos are necessarily bad, but dude, like, I've made like fucking movies, like, but they are not meant to be movies. Like, they're meant to be videos. I've had videos like that are 55 minutes long, which like, and the editing is crazy throughout, and it's like took me like 2 months to do it. But knowing now, it's like, dude, that did not have to be an hour long. Like, and like, there's no like, get out, like, you know, get out of your ego. You know, like, you don't need to put every single joke in. You don't need to put every single bit in. You know, like, pacing is really key.
But couldn't you just consider it getting better at just doing the longer formats in preparation for doing movie one day?
That's true too, actually. That is true.
Like, for instance, you know, continuing to break the fourth wall of this all, the reason why these are always one takes is because I want to practice for live stream.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So on top of learning how to do video, no, this is a work in progress. I didn't have any other experience by Casey's Garage when I got into this, but like, on top of like figuring out how all this works and doing all this stuff, like, the focus is on the end goal. So these are all one takes, because eventually I just want to be good at going from the start and going all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And the best way to practice is just to do it like you're doing it that way.
Yeah.
And then when you start live streaming, the only thing that changes is that, you know, people are watching at the real time.
Yeah.
But if I know that everybody's going to be watching this exactly how it happens when it happens, then it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. And it's the same but different.
Yeah, you just got to train yourself for it.
Yeah. Well, a DJ friend of mine said that like his like way that he was introduced to practicing is, if you want to be able to do a 2-hour set, you have to practice for 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Not because you should have 4 hours of practiced material, but because once you get comfortable going for 4 hours, then 2 hours feels like nothing.
That's kind of how stand-up is.
Yeah.
That's kind of how stand-up is. I purposely, again, I haven't done a lot of open mics, done a handful. I'm planning on doing way more. But just the material is like, the material's like, the stuff I've written is really long.
Yep.
Like, it's like,
You gotta trim the fat.
I will go on and on and on, and I will make it a point to memorize all of it. Like, try to memorize like 2 pages worth of a story. You know what I mean? But through that, if I'm going up on stage, if I know the whole thing super well, then I can cut it in half.
Yep.
And I'm good. And if I need to go longer, then I can.
Yeah.
So,
or if you want to like pull different things for different parts of the crowd.
Yep. Exactly.
For those of you at home, I'm a bit of a stand-up aficionado myself.
Oh yeah.
I watched every single episode of Comedy Central Presents from 2004 to 2009.
Whoa!
Like legitimately watched every single episode.
Was that kind of your first? Was that like your first love?
No, because I had been doing music at about the same time.
Okay.
So I kind of like I fell into both of them basically. Yeah, simultaneously, because like right when I got into high school is when I kind of got into both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But what really did it for me for stand-up comedy was actually there's one night I was staying up way too late. Way too late. This was like during
That's always how it goes.
This and I was watching Comedy Central, and they were doing live and uncut. So it was the, it had all the swearings, but it had commercials every 7 minutes. They were all just inappropriate commercials and like some weird infomercials. But I was watching their live and uncut or raw and uncut, something like that.
Yeah.
And there was a comedian. His name's David Grier.
Okay.
The special was called The Book of Grier.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's a classic, but it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've heard of that special though.
Yeah. Well, it's also incredibly hard to find.
Okay.
Like I've tried. If anybody is gooder at the more good at the internet than me, please help me find this video so I can watch it again. Because I haven't seen it since I was like 16.
Damn.
But I just remembered like the energy, like the stories, like the things they were saying, the things they were doing, and doing this all in front of a theater like worth of audience. Like it was so powerful. It was so moving. And from there, I just dove into it. And like I understand a lot of the like rules for timing and beats and like, punchlines and jokes and stuff like that. And it's always something that I found really compelling.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just, I tried for a year to write like actual stand-up. I have a whole grip of things I can show you afterwards. But
I'd love to see it.
It's just not my delivery format.
Interesting.
I like talking to people, not talking at people.
See, I like talking at people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
the
obviously
tension.
this blurs the, but I am talking to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
You're
that's
the
just,
host.
that's really what, exactly. That's what it comes down to is I don't have the interaction if I'm just me.
Did you ever try open mics or anything like that?
No, but like I said, I put together enough material to know that it's just not how I want to do things.
Well, I will say this. Because this was how it was for me. You have no idea what you can do until you're actually on that stage. You have no idea.
I have definitely been in front of people with a mic and delivered and been funny.
Then there you go. Then you can do it.
Yeah, but I just don't think I want to.
That's fair.
Yeah. I would love to, honestly. Like I would enjoy it, but I think like
it really is a commitment.
Yeah,
it's a commitment thing. It's something your brain has to think of stuff at all times.
Yeah.
Or else you're gonna get stale with it.
Well, see, I do that just in conversation. I think that's really what it comes down to. Is like I like to do it as a free form. I don't think I need to do it as like a design thing.
That's perfect then.
Yeah, but it took me literally all of 2022.
Wow.
Like I was trying to put together something. It was like a thing. I was like, it's the only thing I didn't do that I set out to do last year.
Okay.
But like I put together a bunch of stuff and I'm like, okay, I see how this would be funny. But I just don't think I need to do this. And that's like it was almost cool to realize that because I love stand-up comedy. I love stand-up comedy. It like literally shout out Kill Tony. Kill Tony is like one of the only things I watch regularly.
Me too.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
There's several podcasts and shows like that I'll watch, but yeah, I will watch every single episode of Kill Tony.
Yeah. Oh, I have seen every single episode.
Really? You still keep up with it every
Oh yeah,
episode?
yeah. I just watched it yesterday when it came out.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it probably when I get home.
I'm thinking of getting I'm thinking of paying the $20 and watching the 10-year anniversary.
Oh hell yeah!
Before it like officially comes out on the internet.
You got to do it.
Yeah. So.
Have you ever been to one of their live shows?
Oh God, no.
No? Yeah.
No. I mean, I would love to, but their 10-year anniversary sold out in 1 hour.
Jesus
Christ. When they moved to the Comedy Mothership, 6 months worth of tickets sold out like that.
That's
like
crazy.
Yeah,
man.
but 10 years, man.
It's
like,
crazy.
I hope in 10 years this show has reached something like that. You know what I mean? Like I hope that
it will.
I hope they're like, that's dedication. They do it every Monday.
No, I can already tell, man.
Every Monday for 10 years. So that's crazy.
You're gonna go places.
Oh, thank you, man. I mean, this show is really kind of designed to like, just like kind of capture the world of music, and so I think it's going a long way for sure. I mean, that's partly what you do. You know what I mean? You capture a world of music you share with people. So that's really
and specifically, like, I want to say, like, rap music too. Like, my favorite types of videos to do have always been rap videos.
See, I think
they
I
have
think
this.
that's important to know. Like, I think if you have a favorite, like, it's good to be able to do a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm not saying that rap's my favorite genre per se.
No,
I
but,
definitely
like-
listen to it probably more than other stuff.
But it can be your favorite thing to shoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And just with and because I've always, I think the biggest reason why it is my favorite thing to shoot is because when I was doing so like from 2015 to 20, I guess actually now, because we actually have an unreleased one that I'm going to do as like just for fun. But from 2015 to like 2017, 2018, 2015 to 2019. Those 4 years, I pretty much exclusively did convention videos. So me and a bunch of buddies would go to like a convention, like Comic-Con or like a tattoo convention or something like that, or like Portland Retro Gaming Expo, or anywhere that would let us film, like all gas, no, that type of thing. We did that before he did that.
Okay.
Technically, I'm not saying he ripped us off because everyone's done all the street shit.
Yeah.
But like doing that, it was really, really fun because how I would edit those together, because I didn't care if the videos got like made money. So I would use my own original, like I would pick out a soundtrack for each video. And then at the end of the credits, you'd see all the songs and stuff like that. And they would all be copyrighted, but
Yeah.
I would edit to the beat of the song. And so I think that kind of just carried on into how I do rap videos. And I
Okay.
think why they're so much more fun for me to do than other types of music, because there's such a specific beat and flow.
Gotcha.
And I've never been able to have a flow like I'm not a rapper. Like I've tried. Like I'm
what?
terrible at it. I'm terrible at it. Like I can't. I've done a couple songs with Kyle under the name Rocky Stingray for fun.
Now y'all know what to go look for.
Shout
Go for
out
it, go
Rocky
for it.
Stingray. I've done a couple just for fun. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea. But on a computer, I can fucking. I have my own flow with it.
Yep.
You know, I just get into it and I can just. It all makes sense to me. So I think that's why I gravitated towards rap stuff and less like melodic kind of like slower stuff,
Gotcha.
because it's just so much fun to edit.
Yeah.
So much fun to edit. That fast paced, always going.
Yep, always changing.
Yeah. No, I feel that like editing rap videos to me feels like probably how like rappers feel rapping. I'm just like, yeah, I got my flow going. It's perfect. You know what I mean? Like
I love that.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like I will rewatch like 10-second clips of videos I've made. And it's like, that is so good. And like only I'm the person seeing how cool it is. But
Love
like,
that.
because there's like, oh yeah, it's timed up. You got it. But like, I'm like, no, it's like, it's so well timed up. It's so cool. Like down that little symbol, I had something change. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, yeah.
I gotcha.
I think that's kind of how it went. How it got. I never actually really made that connection before. Actually, I think yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
We-
Realizations
we
on
did
Jimmy's
it.
Jam
We did
Box.
it. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
breaking through.
Yeah, I think that's why I gravitate towards rap stuff for
Perfect.
sure. It's a blast to shoot.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up.
Okay.
This comes out, I think, at the end. It should be in a few days from where we are. So this Friday. So what do you got? The second half of June, early July. What's coming up?
Me and Kyle Fortune, we're doing another music video. Sun God in Miami. His new song, not out yet. Not out yet.
Unreleased.
Unreleased. If you've seen him at any live performances, he's played this track. It's a great track.
Nice.
This is probably going to be on the level of like King Midas again.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like we're gonna be building sets. We're gonna be getting locations. We're gonna be having multiple actors. All this shit.
Love it.
It's gonna be a full blown production. Hopefully that will come out sometime next month.
Okay, exciting.
So yeah, July.
Well, keep an eye out for that.
Check it out on me and Kyle's YouTube channel.
I was
Curb
gonna say,
Trash.
how can people and look at the camera for this one? We'll put it
Yes.
on the screen there. Go ahead and tell people like how can they find you?
So, many multiple ways. All the music video stuff I do with Kyle Fortune. We run a YouTube channel called Curb Trash. That's where we put all of our stuff. We do mainly music videos, but we have some other kind of fun stuff too. And then check out my Instagram at laughatnoah. I don't know if it's. I don't think. No underscore. It's just at laughatnoah. I just made that, but that'll be where I'm going to be putting any projects that I'm making. So like any short films, any music videos, any stand-up clips. They're all going to be going on there. So yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Hell yeah.
And then any plugs, any shout outs?
Shout out Kate and James. Shout out Kyle Fortune. Shout out Celine Foulon. Shout out my mom. Shout out my dad.
You know, the
Geo
amount of
and
moms that
Tanks.
get shouted out on the show makes the show feel really wholesome.
That's good.
I gotta
That's
tell you,
good.
anybody watching for future episodes, shout out your mom.
Yeah, shout out your mom.
Yeah.
Don't leave him out of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think that's probably it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then we got one last question.
Okay.
This is how we close it up every time. It's definitely a crowd favorite.
Okay.
What is your guilty pleasure song?
Guilty I have one.
He's looking at his phone for these of you just listening.
I'm just trying to make sure I
He's
have the name
aggressively.
right.
He's typing like from Spaghetti and or Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, where it's just
Yeah.
like this. And this is a visual bit, so those of you listening won't know what I'm doing.
I got it. "Want You in My Room" by Carly Rae Jepsen. That's my guilty pleasure song.
Okay, a second Carly Rae Jepsen one.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell
I don't remember
yeah.
what the other track now was, but I don't think it was that one.
Or Timber.
Okay.
Whenever that song, I'm like, oh fuck yeah.
Perfect.
At a party. And it
Yep,
was like,
yep.
yeah.
Yeah, you hear
So
it and you
crazy.
can't help it.
You can't help it, man.
You can't help it.
Yeah, but probably "Want You in My Room," Carly Rae Jepsen.
Perfect. Alrighty, y'all. Well, we're going to go ahead and officially close this thing up now. I'm going to steal this camera for a moment.
Go for it.
This has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. Make sure to like, subscribe, do the buttons. At this point, I have more fun doing this than I do actually figuring out. So here we are. I think this is Friday's episode. I don't know. I still haven't mastered a closer for this yet. So we're going to go ahead and close this up. This has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Noah Humphrey.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.